Hey, check this out. President Barack Obama is strongly considering Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to head the Environmental Protection Agency. This is an article from 2008. I know they don't like to talk about this now, but Bobby Kennedy Jr. was an environmental lawyer for 30 years, doing things like fighting to clean up the Hudson River. I mean, he's built a career holding big corporations accountable for polluting the environment. New York Magazine called him the Kennedy who matters. Now, unfortunately, Obama did not end up nominating RFK Jr. because some energy and environmental lobbyists got in his ear and told him that RFK Jr. was too controversial and too radical on the environment. Classic Obama. Now, RFK Jr. is, of course, the brainworm guy. The Democrats are calling him a fringe conspiracy theorist. For what? Tell me what's so conspiratorial about wanting to clean up the corruption in our government and health agencies, about wanting to return those agencies to their rich tradition of gold standard evidence-based science, and of course, wanting to make America healthy again by ending the chronic disease epidemic. Oh, and also ending the revolving door between government and industry, meaning getting rid of this kind of nonsense. Like, how is this even a partisan issue? Oh, I wonder if it has something to do with this. The mainstream media is having a full-on meltdown right now. Why? Well, this is how they're describing it. Trump officially gives RFK Jr. chance to destroy country's health. Donald Trump has formally offered brain-worm-infested vaccine truther Robert F. Kennedy Jr. a role in his cabinet. Come on. But in all seriousness, and I hate to break it to people like this, but the country's health has already been destroyed. Obesity rates out of control. Diabetes skyrocketing. Chronic disease up from 7.5% in the 1930s and 40s to now 60%. Here's how I know the media doesn't actually care about our health. Because immediately after the news broke that RFK Jr. was going to be nominated to be the head of Health and Human Services, big pharma stocks, boom, drop off a cliff. Moderna, Pfizer, GSK. Remember, these are for-profit corporations who only make money if there are sick people. Fewer sick people, less money. And the market had been predicting a nice increase of chronic disease that would continue on for another decade. And this is what RFK Jr. has been brought in to do. This is what Trump tweeted out. He said that the safe and health of all Americans is the most important role of any administration, and HHS will play a big role in helping ensure that everybody will be protected from harmful chemicals, pollutants, pesticides, pharmaceutical products, and food additives that have contributed to the overwhelming health crisis of this country. That doesn't sound bad. I wonder why mainstream media would be freaking out about this. Oh yeah, because of this.
Good Morning America is brought to you by Pfizer. Anderson Cooper 360. Brought to you by Pfizer.
ABC News Nightline. Brought to you by Pfizer. Making a difference. Brought to you by Pfizer.
CNN Tonight. Brought to you by Pfizer. Early Start. Brought to you by Pfizer. Friday night on Aaron Burnett Out Front. Brought to you by Pfizer.
And now a CBS Sports Update brought to you by Pfizer.
Today's countdown to the royal wedding is brought to you by Pfizer.
This week with George Stephanopoulos is brought to you by Pfizer.
If we're being intellectually honest, there's really no good reason why Bobby Kennedy, RFK Jr., should be HHS Secretary. But there's nothing that says he is qualified to do this job.
Yeah, we should have someone with experience run HHS. I give you Xavier Becerra. He is the current head of Health and Human Services. Let's take a look at his experience. Okay, so born in Sacramento, graduated from Stanford University, JD, Stanford Law School. Very impressive. Worked as a lawyer and then Deputy Attorney General, and then was elected to the California State Assembly. Then he became a congressperson, U.S. House of Representatives in 92, represented California's 30th Congressional District in 93, or from 93 to 2003, California's 31st from 2003 to 2013, the 34th District from 2013 to 2017. Then he became the Attorney General of California. But hang on a second, where is that medical experience? Where is that? When was he in science, healthcare? No medical or science background. What an absolute outrage this is. Except, I guess, it wasn't. But in all seriousness, I guess the White House apparently was not too happy with his handling of the pandemic. This is from the Washington Post. Quote, He hasn't shown up, said Eric Topol, director of the Scripps Research Translational Institute and a prominent COVID analyst, adding that Becerra had been, quote, like a ghost during the pandemic. An HHS secretary has so much authority and power to help, and we have no evidence that any of it is being exerted. Damn.